Hello everyone, Bell is back, and today I really wanted to talk about a subject that's been bothering me. So, I've noticed that if I do a video on Marvel and it's slightly less than positive on Marvel, I'm not even talking negative, I'm saying just slightly less than positive, like just then the comment section will alight and people will accuse me of hating Marvel and being a DC fangirl. Now, on the flip side, if I do a video that's less than positive on DC, especially DC, people will flip out and accuse me of being a DC hater and a Marvel fangirl. Like, I had a video where someone saw a Marvel picture in the background and was like, "Oh, you're criticizing this. You are clearly just a Marvel fangirl. I see those pictures of Loki and Spider-Man in the background," and I'm like, did you not notice the giant shrine to Heath Ledger's Joker in the background as well? I guess not. But I want to state that for the record, I am a fan of both Marvel and DC, and I get really tired of Marvel and DC fanboys who can't seem to comprehend that you can criticize things that you like, that you can say, I don't think that this is the best direction, or I don't know about this, or this didn't live up to my expectations. You can do that, and you can still like those properties. There doesn't need to be some kind of secret bias or agenda behind it. And it's just like you hear someone on the internet criticize something that you want to like, and it's like you lose your mind. Like, how dare someone must just have it out for Marvel if they say that Shang-Chi was not the greatest movie of all time, or that the Hawkeye trailer was not amazing, or I did the video where I predicted that the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, I said that movie is not going to do well at the box office. Even, there, I know it's COVID, but there's a certain standard to how movies should be performing under the circumstances, and the Suicide Squad still underperformed, and there's plenty of movies that have come out and have overperformed, proving that it was the Suicide Squad's fault. Now, I did a video on that, and I said that I thought that the movie wasn't going to do well. This was like a month in advance of it coming out, and I said it was because the marketing was terrible, and I wasn't hearing a lot of hype for it, and I got DC fans just screaming at me, calling me a Marvel fangirl, and how dare I, and I was right, and I want to be fair on this. The Suicide Squad as a movie turned out a lot better than I thought. It made me care about Rick Flag, a character I hated. I liked Ratcatcher 2. It actually was. It wasn't a mainstream movie, certainly not with the violence, but it was a much better movie. But the marketing did not let on that it would be a great movie. The marketing just wasn't great. It was kind of relying on really, really bad jokes. And you can say, oh, but all my friends in my DC circle are excited. Well, yes, there's certain people from DC and Marvel, those fans, who will watch anything. I'm one of those people, but that doesn't mean that casuals. I'm always thinking about the mainstream, the casual audiences about that, who are going to make up the bulk of a movie's box office, and I wasn't seeing the hype there. So that's why I did a video just predicting, saying that I didn't think that the Suicide Squad looked good, and I didn't think it was going to do well. Now, I can be wrong about something, like being better, but that was my prediction. I'm like, even if this turns out to be a better movie, the marketing is not doing it any favors. And marketing can make or break a movie. So, that said, the Suicide Squad came out, and I'm like, oh, well, James Gunn did do some good character work there, so I can admit when I'm wrong. But it's always just, I'm not a stan, I'm not a stan who is going to pretend to be hyped for every single Marvel or DC project. I'm not one of those people. If I wanted to get more views, I could be one of those reaction channels who just does the clickbait, excited face, and even when pretends to be over hyped for everything. Like, I just come on here and I just give my honest opinion. So if I see that a movie is not going to do well, I'll say that. If I see that a movie probably isn't going to be a good movie, but will probably be fine at the box office, like Eternals, I'll say that. And here's the thing, I do love DC and Marvel, and I like to criticize things that I love because I want them to be the best they can be. I don't like blindly loving everything because I know the result of that is you're gonna settle for less and settle for less and settle for less, and the quality is just gonna get worse. And I think that that is what can possibly happen, especially with Marvel right now, because they have a built-in fan base who I think is just gonna continue to settle for less. Like, I don't think Eternals is going to be a good movie. I am bored by the very trailers of that, but Marvel fanboys and fangirls are going to go see it, and they're going to pay for it. Heck, I'm probably going to still go see it, because I'm still on that level where I'm still curious enough to go see it. But I'll at least, it hasn't gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to see these movies anymore. But I'm still going to come on. I'm still going to, if Eternals is as poor as I think it's going to be, I'll come here and I'll criticize it. And it'll be because I want Marvel to do better. It won't be because I have an agenda against Marvel and that I just love DC so much. It's going to be because that's just what I think about it. And so that's what I got to say is that Marvel fans, DC fans, if you're watching this, if you're one of the ones who've come across my videos and left a comment like that, stop assuming that anyone who says something negative about things you want to like has some kind of secret agenda behind it. And maybe it really is their just honest opinion, and maybe it is a valid opinion at that. Maybe you could consider what someone else is saying, not to change your own mind, but just to see it from another person's perspective. I can see why someone would like Loki. I think that show is absolutely terrible, but I can see why there are elements of the show, while they didn't redeem it for me, that people were actually entertained by. And so that's just kind of my getting up on my soapbox here, is I'm just tired of doing a video that's less than positive on a major franchise and having people, make straw man arguments against me about why that isn't a true valid opinion, of why there must be just some kind of bias behind it. You're gonna deal with people who criticize things. People like me like to be very critical of things because, once again, I just want them to be better, and I don't want to just I want to just say my piece as much as I can on here about that, even if it won't have any major effect on things. But I'm not a person who wants to settle for less. But I still do love DC and Marvel, and you can criticize things you love. That's the bottom line right here. So thanks for watching my little spiel. Hopefully anyone who watches this will stop going on people's YouTube videos and overreacting whenever someone is not a hyperactive ADHD a stan over these projects. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. I will have a video coming up on my DC fandom predictions coming up today or tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for that, and I will see you next time.